Here's another thing the movies kind of unconsciously program you into your mind. If you want to be a guy who gets a lot of women, if you want to be a ladies' man, you have to kind of be the center attention of the party. Who feels kind of like a bit of pressure to feel like you got to be kind of the center attention of the group? Okay. Okay. Right. Great news, guys. You don't. False. Okay. So a big thing that's draining you, Sanjay, aside from the fact that you're an introvert, is your unconscious belief of like, oh shit, I got to do something. I got to wave a flag. I got to like be one of the alpha guys, or one of the to get attention, to get pussy, right? I used to think that too. Guess what? False. Okay, false. Let me tell you, like my game, I'm super introverted and I'm very quiet. My game is very like silent and under the radar. And whether it was in high school or in college or at house parties or whatever, I'll be part of a big group or a group of 5, 6, 10 people coming, people going, house party, whatever. And people will be talking. And I'll be in the group, and it's not like I'm a mute, right? I'll contribute when I have something to say, but I'm not someone who's like, blah, 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 right? I have what I have to say, and then there's nothing left to like, that's it. My talking is brief, and that's it, right? But that does not mean I'm not communicating non-verbally with my eyes, with my tone of voice, with my body language, with some of the women. That maybe I talk to a girl for only 2 minutes here, then I don't talk to her for a while, then others got these extroverts come and but the way I talk to her, the connection I made, now she's kind of looking over at me, I'm looking over at her, maybe I pass by, have another little conversation with her, maybe we're 3 people together talking, but there's this nonverbal going on between her and I, but not really words, right? And so even though I'm quiet and less talkative, I'm still able to attract women and get women. And it is a myth to think that the loudest and funniest guy is the guy that's going to get the girl. Okay? Most of the game, once you understand it, and we're going to learn it throughout these weeks, most of the game is nonverbal communication. Let's say that again. Most of the game is nonverbal communication. It's not what you're saying with your words. The words are only 7%. Okay? It is what is the 93 communication underneath the verbal and nonverbal that you are exchanging between women. That is what determines which guy gets the girl and which guy doesn't. Okay? So I'm going to turn the light on, and then I'm going to tell you a little story. So let me tell you a little story of the battle between super introvert, quiet guy and super extrovert, funny, center of attention guy. Okay? That's the battle between me and another guy in college over a super hot girl. Okay? So there was this girl, super hot, super sexy, and her and in college, we're split up in classes. So she was in my same like level, same, but not the same class, like different section, right? So that guy was her classmate in at least 3 or 4 of her classes. Okay. And I was in 0 of her classes. The only time I had to talk to her was either during some class breaks or at night when we're partying, or, you know, just around campus, right? So he's a loud guy. He's really funny. Anywhere he is, everybody's listening. The voice you hear is his voice. People are laughing around him. He's always on. He's just like, ha ha, you know, right? So like you would agree that's kind of like, you would think like tough competition, right? So he was in the same class with this girl, and he was running his game, right? Being funny, being loud, talking to her, always making her laugh, doing all this stuff, okay? Getting her to like him. And guess what? She was starting to like him, and she did like him, all right? Now, P made a huge mistake, a few huge mistakes. But the biggest mistake he made was he hesitated, okay? He was working this girl, let's say for 2 months, and she was ready after 1 month. But he was too scared to ask her out. So he kept gaming, kept playing, kept doing his thing, but he wasn't making a move, right? Something very tragic happened during the second month. Jad came in, okay? I talked to her like for 2 minutes on the break. I'd pass by at the student bar, I talked to her for like 3 minutes there. We had like we were in Switzerland, and after the bar closed, we'd go down to the lake and drink at the lake. So I'd go, like, she'd be chilling with her friends. I'd go talk to her there, right? And just very below the radar. I don't think, like, he may or may not have seen me even ever talk to her, right? But nothing. And then one night, finally, she was at the lake chilling with her friends. I was with my buddy. We went over to them, and then basically I put my arm around her, and then we started kissing. And then P comes with his friends, and he passes by and sees me sitting on a bench with my arm around this girl that he's just like head over heels for, right? And I swear to you, I saw his face turn yellow. Okay, he turned yellow with terror at the realization of what happened, right? And then the next morning, he like went up to her room, begged her to be his girlfriend, and it was too late, right? So there are a few lessons in this, and that ended up being my girlfriend for like 3.5 years. Okay, so this lesson has some various things. Number one, don't hesitate. It can be deadly. Okay, and number two, it doesn't matter how loud you are, if you don't know how to play the game, you ain't getting shit, right? And number three, the quietest, arguably the quietest guy in the school got the girl over arguably the loudest guy in the school. Okay. So does that help kind of like give you an understanding of, it doesn't matter if you're an introvert or extrovert, it matters if you know how to play the game. Okay. They do not have an advantage over you if they're loud. Okay. You don't need to be the center. You don't need to be the center. A lot of the game is subtle. A lot of the game is just, it can be under the radar. Okay. And I have like, basically all of Jad's game is like, it's always the same story, whether it was in high school or in college or whatever. People see me walking with the girl and everyone's just kind of like, what? Because nobody sees me work. See what I'm saying? Subtle, quiet. Nobody sees me work. And I see all these other guys, dancing monkey for everyone to see. Everyone knows that guy's trying to pick up that girl. Everyone knows that he liked this girl. Everybody knows, right? Being the center of attention has nothing to do with getting the girl. Knowing game has everything to do with girl. There's no correlation between how loud you are and how many girls you get, or how talkative you are or how many girls you get. Okay, anyone want to comment on that? Is that cool?